Yo, so how's it going, Battlefielders? My name is Pone. We're back with some more Battlefield 3, coming at you guys with the Understanding the Recon class. And we got some Domovan Peak coming at you right now, which is probably one of the more ideal maps to actually display the beautiful, beautiful goals behind this video. And I wanted to crack this one out because the last one did so very well. Nearly 3,000 likes, a lot of support, a lot of comments, be it Reddit and everything like that. A lot of you guys really, really enjoy that commentary. Don't be worried for those guys that like my random perverted goofiness. That's not going anywhere, but I felt that there's some urge behind this one because this is my favorite class. Many people like Assault, many people have their favorite weapons, but if I had to come down with a favorite class, it would generally be the Recon. And I'm guilty of one thing that I do not encourage, and that's when when fun actually trumps what you should be doing. And I have this guilty moment where I love to run around with a bolt-action rifle. Is that something you should do in Battlefield 3? No. Is that something most people do? Yeah, because it's fun. And if that's what you like to do, then do it. But if you're trying to actually play tactical, you're trying to benefit your team, that's generally not the wisest, most, I guess, comfortable way to do so. So what this purpose of this video is to actually teach you guys a little bit about the Recon class, because not enough people use it as intended. A lot of people think, oh, let's take a bolt-action rifle, let's sit on a rock somewhere, try to pop off some kills. Most of the guns are not capable of killing in one shot outside of the head. You can shoot a one-shot kill to the chest shot, but unfortunately, the difficulty with that is that the arms can block the shot, and when range is a factor, it's even more difficult to hit that small little sweet spot that is the chest area that is not covered by the arms, hands, so on and so forth. So generally, when I think of bolt action, I think the only way to actually guaranteeingly get a one-shot kill is to shoot for the head. So many other factors play into it. Even more important is the bolt actions, because you actually have to rack it back every time. It does have a slow rate of fire, meaning when suppression's a factor, you're probably going to miss. You don't have the ability to shoot a few different bullets and hope some of them hit, and that complicates things. So being up close, not a good thing to do with bolt action. And me being guilty, the first thing I think of with Recon is sniper. And that's one thing I want to teach you guys to try to break, is to not think that Recon automatically means sniper rifle. It does not mean SV98 or M98. They may be for the first thing you think of, and maybe the trigger. But this class is valuable beyond what people expect out of it. And what I want to teach you guys is what exactly to do with this class. This class is single-handedly, I think, the most important defensive class in the game. And the reason I say that is because not only do you have the portable uterus, aka that spawn beacon, which allows you, whether it be attackers or defenders, you can place a set spawn point. And some maps actually allow you the luxury of being able to parachute in, so it lets you get a little bit further than where you reach. So if you reach the middle of the map, you're going downhill like we are on Domovan, that can get you to the very end of the next set of MCOMs. You saw me parachute in. It's a dangerous thing. It's something that can really, really be underestimated. Even more importantly, and the one that really, really does set it apart in the defensive category, is the motion sensor. If you can use it aggressively, which you'll see me using here in a little bit, you'll see a clutch moment where the spawn beacon and motion sensor combo really do play a big difference. Is what I do with these is I set them down and I gauge them. It lets me know when enemies are nearby. Not enough people use these. A lot of people just pick Recon, sit on a rock somewhere, and you risk not getting a headshot. The farther away you are, adjusting with bullet drop, suppression, all the factors that actually go against the Recon class, you got to make do with what you have. And what I suggest is the all-kit weapons. My personal favorite is the MP7. You slap the laser sight on it. Red dot is my preferred iron sight. Whatever you want to use, any kind of sight you want to use. I didn't mean iron sight isn't that, but some people like the iron sights of this weapon. I do. And you got to go with it. So there are tons of weapons in the category. The AS Val's not bad. Was it going to stand up against most of the other strong assault rifles in the game? Definitely not. I do believe it falls off. It is weaker in the category. I prefer the MP7 over range than I do the AS Val, but it all comes down to your own personal preference. You got guns like the UMP45, dangerous guns in close and medium range, and that's what it is. You got to put yourself in those situations. The spawn beacon allows you to progress through the areas and all the barriers of the enemy team when you're playing on rush. So that lets you just inch up bit by bit by bit, and it also allows your team to do it. You can put a beacon down, progress into the next set of the area, see where the enemies are, and it's kind of like a warning. It lets you know where to go, where everything is, test the limits of the enemy team, see if they're pushing, see if they're sitting back, what kind of resistance you have. And that's the luxury of this class. So when using this, as I said, I recommend using the MP7. The gun is incredible. It's great close range, medium range, it's incredible, and if you do it right and even put it into single shot, you got a definite strong weapon at long range as well. So that's my suggestion for you guys. You'll see here soon where I use the tugs, the TUG, aka that banana peel. And it's very, very dangerous. Now, like take an example. Now, I want to show you the danger beside this. If you have two people, I guess, collaborating, working together in one game, Take Metro, for example. It's a perfect example. I mean, most maps are a little bit wider than this, but I want to put a point. Second set of MCOMs. You got the middle area, you got the left side train tracks, and you got the right side train tracks. But most people tend to funnel in the middle area or the train tracks near the B objective. If you got one person putting a, securely placed tugs on one side of those, you got one in the middle, one on the side, you're going to know where everybody is pushing. You're going to know where the masses are. And at that point, two of those tugs are going to make the difference in that game because, smoke or whatever is in there, no amount of God, Jesus, or prayer is going to save you from the amount of nades that are going to be tossed on that objective or in that that pack of people because of that. So that's what I find the value behind this. The equipment alone is worth using this class, and there are some solid, reliable weapons if you do it. And like I said, unfortunately, most of them are close to medium-range weapons, which means you need to use that spawn beacon to get you in closer quarter situations. So that's something I want to encourage you guys to use. Defensively, I think the spawn beacon is a good moment. It's just as valuable, I think, in my mind, to have on the defense and the attacker side. I think it's just as valuable. And what you see in this gameplay as well is you see a lot of other people doing it too. You see a lot of people using the tugs. You see a lot of people using the spawn beacons. And they're using them in the proper ways. Those guys there were using them in the same way I was. And I'm not sure why exactly. I don't see that too often. So it kind of surprised me. It was cool to see I was actually getting counter recon the proper way. And that's just honestly how I feel about it. I think this is one of the more valuable classes, and I think it's undervalued. I think a lot of people think that their favorite weapons, and I understand this, I'm guilty of this too. My favorite weapons are like the M98, I like the bolt actions. But do they stand up against the other guns? No. So I kind of don't play it as much as I should, and it is a valuable class to have, like I said, for the previous reasons, and the equipment in there. It allows you to spawn closer to where you need to, less time to trek, means closer time, it puts more pressure on the team, and it also allows you to push forward without endangering your teammates because they're still spawning on the beacon. So that's just what I want to tell you. I mean, a lot of you guys have the general idea behind the Recon class, and I just want to kind of spread this out a little bit and tell you the importance of it. So to be straight honest with you guys, if you're honestly trying to play to win, you're trying to support your team, never ever, this is my recommendation, I know it sounds weird, but never ever use a bolt action rifle. And I know that sounds weird because a lot of people think that's the purpose. Why play Recon if that? And that's obviously, like I said, the equipment makes it valuable. And the reason for being, I'm going to show you right now. Take a peek at these clips right here that I set up for you guys. So Dice Logic states that you can shoot multiple enemies through the chest and it will go through and actually collateral the enemy. But when it comes down to one lonely arm by itself, it says, nah bro, ain't gonna happen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why I say not to use it. There's too many factors that factor in using those weapons, so unless it's just you having fun, wanting to use them, having fun, going for montages or something, I would never ever suggest using it. That's just how I go. That's how I feel. It just kind of makes me giggle a little bit how an arm or a hand can actually eat a shot, but you can shoot through 20 dudes if you get a chest shot consecutively, or skulls. But whatever. I don't know why we don't make our Kevlar and our soldiers' armors out of arms, because then that would obviously work, but that's just how it is. So according to DICE, that's just how things are supposed to be. And that's how I feel about that one. So another thing that I want to encourage you guys, because I'm trying to teach you guys to become better players, and as long as you guys are already long into this video, one thing I need to teach you about, and something you've been seeing if you've actually been focusing on the gameplay, is I relocate my equipment quite often. If I realize we're moving up to a next set of MCOMs, or I realize that we've pushed far enough for me to go grab my stuff and bring it even closer, I go pick up the tugs. I go pick up the spawn beacon, and I place them in a more comfortable area for us to keep pushing with that momentum. Another thing I can give you guys is understand that as soon as you put down that beacon and your other equipment to actually satisfy your needs and to help your team, don't be afraid to weapon swap. You can pretty much guarantee the enemies using M416s, AEKs, and all the other goodies in the game probably have a better weapon than you currently have. So, once you've actually satisfied your needs of putting down the beacon, the portable uterus, if you will, when you've placed that down, then it's fair game. Switch out, weapon swap, kill a guy, take his gun, and use it for the rest of the remaining life. That's a good tactic once you teach yourself to do that. So as long as you can get through the first kill, or even just find a dead body and pick up his weapon, you can still use the equipment, but use another better gun. It's something you can just teach yourself to do. Learn to weapon swap, learn how to do that kind of stuff. Kit switch. And it's a good tactic. I know it sounds weird, but it's something that I often do, and I encourage too. If it wasn't for the purpose of this video, I do it quite often, to be fair. So that's something else. Another important part of this class is the MAV, the MAV. As you guys know, the MAV is very, very good, whether it be stationary, putting it up, flying it around. It spots people. That is the purpose of that little saucer UFO device. is it's the objective to use that. One thing that I like to use it as is a temporary UAV, if you will. Say we're playing Metro, first set of MCOMs, I'm running down by the beach. I know they're always going to be around the stones or the rocks, the fountain, so on and so forth. So I'll run down there by the beach, lay prone, stick up the MAV, and scout. Just a quick scout. I'll put it in the air for 5 seconds, see if there's anybody else running the way I'm going to. Press E, hop out of it, and just continue on my route. It's kind of quick. I know it sounds weird. And again, another thing that makes this class so dangerous in Rush is because if you can get in there and you are the guy to parachute in, take aggressiveness, be the one to plant the bomb, you can also put a little tugs down, and you don't even need to be near the bomb. That way you're not in danger. You can go find a hiding place because that's going to let you know when any enemies are nearby. That alone will save your objective. So that way you're always safe, you're always covered, you're not in sight, no one's going to look for you there because they're all going to flood to the objective. You can run off, scurry elsewhere, maybe get eyes on the objective from a distance, wait for them to try to touch it, and just take them out. It's a good tactic, guys. Try it out yourself. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see some more, let me know. Please drop a rating on this video, and thanks for all the support, guys. Hopefully you enjoy these. Peace out. Get it.